Alrighty, hello and welcome everyone. We are back here today with LVC and Rainbow Six taking on University of North Carolina at Charlotte. So I'm excited for this one. We haven't had a ton of Rainbow matches on stream this season, so always nice to have another one of those coming on in. Apologies for starting this a bit late. I wanted to try a different overlay, but I waited way too long to actually try and set it up, so that's just simply not going to happen. But yeah, we are definitely. I will get that fixed for next time. I really want to use something different because our overlay is kind of mid, and I want to get something going. But we will figure that out as we go. I do have the map set though. It'll be Cafe. I believe it'll be Cafe. I don't remember what map 2 is. Oh, there it is. Border and Bank. I don't know who picked what first, so Bank is guaranteed map 3. I know that's the decider, but I'm not 100% sure which one map 1 is. I believe it's Cafe that's map 1, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Also, if you heard like the controller or the little Windows sound, repeatedly. That's on me. My controller, for some reason, the cord is really weird. That is the controller, and it's very, very annoying. But I'm trying to use a controller for spectating this game, and it sometimes just breaks on occasion, and it hurts my ears, I will admit. But it is A-okay. We are just waiting on one of the UNC players to load on into the lobby, and then we will be ready to start. Looking at the roster for UNC Charlotte, minus the one player that they don't have at the moment, they have Bears, Waffles, Lazy Ice, and Navoso. Navozo. I apologize if I butcher that one, but I probably will for a majority of the night. And looking at LVC, it is just what it's been all season long. We have the Senate, Reliable, Davis, Emporium, and Plexios. Always an exciting matchup with these guys, and they certainly have shown that they've improved a lot over the past few months, as we've seen them have a great set of matches so far this season. They even got to a LAN. They ended up placing third. So very excited to see if LVC can continue that sort of performance, as they have certainly been in a solid spot for a majority of the season. They are, I've been tossing very badly. I didn't even pull up the spreadsheet for NECC. This is NECC, by the way. NECC Challengers East. The way the NECC divisions work, at least in Rainbow Six, is that they typically only have one division per tier level. So in Rainbow Six, it's a bit different than everyone else, as they have the Legends division, and they have the Legends division, which is above Champions. Most games stop at Champions, but R6 goes above that. I would imagine that's mostly because of the way that the number of teams. There's not a ton of teams, so they kind of have to organize things a bit differently. But this semester, LVC will be in the Challengers East division, and they currently are. I'm trying to get to leaderboards. They are currently 3-1, 6-3 map count. They sit in third place underneath RMU, who they haven't played yet, and Fanshawe, who they played last week. Fanshawe is a perfect 10-0 in the map counts. That's looking like it should have been a champs team, but apparently not. At least NECC, though, I will admit they have. It is tough for them to really properly put teams in divisions and such, especially with Rainbow, because Rainbow doesn't have that many teams in the first place. But anyways, moving away from that, they are currently in third place. There are 10 teams. There are 10 teams in the conference. Fanshawe, obviously being at first, RMU at second, LVC at third, and just under them is Arcadia, who's at fourth at 3-2. Fifth is University of Windsor, who is in fifth place at 3-3. Then we have the Nova Nighthawks, which is the Northern Virginia Community College at sixth with a 2-3 record. Clark University Red at 1-3 at seventh, and then we hit Niner Black Flame, which is this UNC Charlotte squad. This is their team one, I believe. They only have one team, so this is definitely their team one, as there's only one team in the first place. But they are currently sitting at eighth place with a 1-3 series record. Not the greatest start for them so far, but certainly looking to bounce back from their previous matches, which I will actually just pull on up here if I can remember how to use Google Sheets, but apparently I can't. Yeah, so right now, UNC Charlotte, they lost 2-0 to RMU Blue. They lost. They got a forfeit loss against Defiance, so they ended up forfeiting their series against Defiance, and they 2-0'd UWin Esports, University of Windsor. Oh, they also forfeited against Clark Red, so they have 2 forfeits on the season. That's rough. So hopefully, it doesn't look like it'll be a forfeit here, thankfully. They have at least showed up for the match, which is something you shouldn't realistically have to worry about, but, sometimes that's just how it is. I honestly don't even know what they got forfeited for either. They may have just told the other team to forfeit or some other form of that, but I'm not 100% sure. So the map set is Cafe Border Bank. LVC will be starting on the attack on Cafe. They'll be starting on the defense on border, and they'll be back on the attack if we go to bank. But seeing how the side of North Carolina, Charlotte, has been, that very well may not happen. But I'm obviously not a major Rainbow Six guy, so my predictions can only mean so much. As we are just waiting on the UNC Charlotte players to be ready, and then we'll be ready to start this series. This is also going to be my first time casting Rainbow Six by myself, so I'm very excited to see how this one will go. We are now getting on into it. If I can remember where my buttons are. I somehow cannot. I'm very incapable tonight, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. We move forward. Cafe. I was going to try and pronounce the second word, and I gave up, so I apologize. Anyways, we have the picks and or not the picks and bans, but the bans in for the operators. Or UNC Charlotte going to get the first ban. We will see what what attacker they decide to go with. Usually, at least for LVC, they're going to ban out the OSA. So we'll see what goes for UNC, and it's going to be Thatcher. I can honestly see very well see why the Thatcher would be banned. The utility with those EMPs is huge, but they did add EMPs to a few other attackers, so maybe not as huge of a ban, but still a good one to pick nonetheless. And then LVC very likely going to be... Oh, they banned Jackal instead of Osa. Sorry, I read the chat, and I had to stop speaking. I apologize. I've never seen something like that. Anyways. Sorry, I don't mean to call anyone out, but that just threw me off so hard for a second. Anyways, LVC banned the Jackal, something that's not too common, and the Azami gonna get banned as well for LVC. Two bans that you don't typically see them take, but I can definitely understand the ban behind Azami. Plexios is typically the player for LVC that does pick Azami, but he certainly has more flexibility than most players, especially in this division. So it makes a bit of sense as to why Azami is a good target, especially with how useful the walls can be. Valk also going to be the final ban for the ban phase, and LVC starting out on the attack. We'll see what the defense looks like here for UNC Charlotte. It's looking like a Castle, a Rooney, Jaeger, Mew, and Malusi. And we will see a third floor hold up at Bar. This is a site that LVC has done a fantastic job of attacking so far, if I remember correctly. If I ever say anything this stream and it's just blatantly incorrect, feel free to type something in, because I remember things and I don't at the same time. So this is going to be a bit of a new experience for me as well, as it is my first time solo casting Rainbow. The one title besides like League of Legends that I feel very uncomfortable casting. So we will just see the setup get put on through for UNC Charlotte as my screen goes black for a second. You guys didn't see that, but my screen just blacked out, so it took me a sec. But you can see, obviously, just the typical standard default setup. I just said the same word 3 times, but with different words. We'll see the Rooney gates go down. The Malusi app get placed, and basically everything that you would typically expect onto this site. The Castle's kind of an interesting pick for me. I know Castle doesn't have the most utility on certain sites, so I think this one will definitely be a unique one as we get into the round. LVC going to opt for that IQ, Flores, Zofia, Ayana, and Ace. This is a very common pick for LVC. These are operators you typically will see from them, especially when attacking this top third site, as they need a lot of that explosive utility since they prefer to go from that top-down sort of attack. You'll see the Senate likely lob a Flores drone in here in just a second, as he'll likely look to take out a shield, and Plexio's going to dive in with this clone, see if he can spot anything. Gets an eye on that player in Cigar. That's a very common spot. You would typically expect someone to be there, but we'll see if they are able to hold on up. That is going to be Navozo down in Cigar. See if he can maybe find something early here. This is a place that we'll see later when LVC gets into their defense. We will see the Senate very likely hold. He does play mute as well. Just a very good spot to hold. and very pivotal in keeping control of the wider range of the site. As the Senate just kind of trying to get some more information there. Has a few shots thrown his way. That's going to be Gish looking to get an early pick. Knows the Senate's up there, but Novoso gets caught out by Plexios. Who else but Plexios to kick things off if you're LVC? Man's been on a heater all season long and already has one in this round. Just a minute and 20 remaining. As you can see, the Senate takes down that Malusi utility. And Gish, though, going to get the better of the Senate there. So at least getting one back for his team. Plexios is going to, once again, I believe, threw another drone in just to see if he could get any more info. Not sure how much he was able to find, but LVC are now inside the building. 50 seconds left. There's going to be one player roaming around downstairs. That is going to be Lazy Ice as he gets back up. Actually, Bears and Lazy Ice were downstairs, and they're both just now rotating up. Davies going to be looking over towards this white side of the map, white side of the site. Reliable going to be working with him, but LVC need to start moving. There's only 30 seconds left, and Gish finds a second. That's Plexios down as well, and now LVC are kind of trapped here. They have to find a way out, but it's not going to be an easy fight. And Dave falls as well. Emporium gets the trade, but trades are not going to be enough if you are LVC here. The case is at least in the hands of, I believe, Reliable has it. As he spots a player but looks away, hits the knife, and Waffles and Bears clean it up. A great hold if you are UNC Charlotte. LVC maybe just taking a bit too much time in that round to get things settled. And that's something that LVC has struggled with a lot this season. They have ended up running out the clock way too far and not giving themselves enough time to work onto the actual site and make a play. And it'll show there. I'm going to turn the sound up a little bit. It feels like I cannot hear anything. So if it was too quiet, I'm sorry about that. But I'll make sure it's louder. It's probably going to be blasting now that I've changed something. And it looks like we will see UNC Charlotte opt for this kitchen hold. LVC has had a solid success rate on holding this kitchen as well, so that will be an interesting thing to look at for the second half of this map. But for now, we're going to see the same setup minus, actually, not quite the same setup. We will see a Cade and a Thunderbird if you are the side of UNC Charlotte. Just starting to roam around and see if they can get things set up. They had a good start, or they had a good hold on that first round, especially in that latter half of it. Not getting too overly aggressive. Not that they really needed to either. I have seen teams though where they get a bit antsy towards the end of that round and kind of costs them. But UNC Charlotte staying disciplined. We'll see if that holds through though. As we'll see again the top-down attack from LVC. Senate going to be on Doke heavy. See how the phone calls play into this. And already Bears is going to be down. I'm not sure where. It looks like he's on red stairs. But he should be able to get revived by Novoso. That resurrection should come in. I'm not quite sure if maybe they're waiting for an angle, but finally Bears does get picked back up. I don't know who started that either. Bears also getting healed by the Thunderbird, so he will at least be able to recover. So really no harm done, to be quite honest, if you are UNC. You can see the floor there being up for Plexios. But Gish going to be the one to draw first blood in this round. Emporium off the map. Plexios gets a spot onto one of those players of UNC, but can he put it into a kill? Not quite yet, but Davies going to be the one to pick it up. So that'll be Lazy Ice off the map. Trying to get these Cade charges off the wall, but they're unfortunately not going to be able to. That Destructible still gets taken out, though. Just a minute left for LVC to get onto the site and get the diffuser down. The case is in the hands of Davies. Looks like Gish trying to hold off these players through the roof. He's got a lot of angles to start watching out for. Slowly but surely, the clock working against LVC here. Trying to get as much info as they can, but they're starting to run out of time. The Senate waiting to drop. This Plexios, I believe, spots another player, but doesn't really get much done. Gish is going to be pretty weak and currently not in the hands of another of his healing, but that doesn't even matter. Gish gets taken out. Reliable finds Navozo as well. So now it's a 4v2. 15 seconds remain, but Davies is looking to plant. The gunfight going to go the way of Bears. Senate takes that one. Can he take the second? No. Diffuser goes down, and now it's a 1v1. Plexios and Waffles going to face off here. Waffles tries to fake the defuse, has a fantastic angle, looks away at the worst possible time. Is he going to go for this defuse this time around? It looks like he will. Can Plexios get there? Actually hops off, and Plexios with the angle. Playing it as perfect as possible. Plexios clutching up the round for LVC. I think the reason I think everything is so quiet is solely because I'm used to the players being near me and just like screaming everything. Like it is so loud. Sometimes I can't hear anything. And it's just like I can hear everything now. So I think that's partially it, to be quite honest. But LVC with a solid attacking round, and they do everything that they need to get back onto the site and bring things back. So now a 1-1 scoreline. Still anyone's game at the moment. They're gonna, looks like UNC gonna go back to kitchen. Maybe they felt they had something going there, just not quite able to execute it to the end of the round. The trades were perfect for LVC as well. Left it to a 1v1, and Plexios is the guy you want in that situation, especially with where his position was up top. So we'll see if LVC go for something similar here. But we'll see the Legion now for Waffles. Might be a bit more useful. That Thunderbird did help at the start of the round, but when it came closer to the end, Gish was the one who could even heal himself up. He was just not in range, so let's see what LVC has cooking up this time around. Bit of a different approach here for LVC as well. Typically they like to go towards that riverside, but this time they've decided not to. I mean, they'll kind of end up over there anyways, but it'd be a bit different. Is there anyone roaming for the side of UNC Charlotte? No. Well, actually, yeah, I just lied. Gish is roaming around, but Gish may actually have a kill here. He definitely heard someone drop. I can't really tell who that is, but there is a player right on the other side of the wall. That's Davies with the sledgehammer. Not expecting that. Great spot from Gish, and already a 5v4, this time in their favor. Their first blood of the series, I think. Or no, they got it last round. I forgot. I'm dumb. I messed that one up, but it's okay. Davies definitely not going to be expecting that play there. Almost whacks Gish in the face with the hammer, but the wall going to be the savior for Gish. And look at that from Navozo. A phenomenal C4. Hearing, types in chat too, hearing that wall or the ceiling above him getting destroyed by those buck shotgun or by those buck bullets. Throws up the C4 with a prayer, and it gets answered. 2v5. Lazy Ice looking to get one of his own. Not going to, but still alive at least. Has has taken a fair bit of damage. Now it's the Senate and Emporium with very minimal utility to get themselves onto the site. They're just going to need to somehow play picks. They don't really have a way to get this open either. So, as you can see, the Cade traps, or the Cade mine's going to take out any of the utility they try to put down on that. The Senate, though, at least picks up one. Emporium picks up another. 2v3, a manageable situation, but they need to start getting onto the site. The Senate going to hack the phone of Lazy Ice. So at least give them some more information, but they are nowhere near the site. They also don't have the case. So they're just going to have to sprint forward. As Emporium finds another. The Senate just has to sprint on the site. Emporium has no health, and UNC Charlotte going to hold on. You could say it gets a bit mixy there, but at the same time, it really does not in the end of it. So UNC Charlotte looking strong so far on their defensive half. We'll see if LVC can kind of pick up the attack. It's not been a great one for them so far. And you can see there, UNC going back to the third floor, seeing if they can continue their success there, where they managed to win round number 1. It's looking like we may just see them flip-flop sites if they have the chance to. They do not want to hold on that second floor. We'll also see it be basically the same setup as the first round, at least when it comes to the operators. Maybe the walls, the head holes, the rotates a bit different. We'll find that out as we get later into this. But for now, UNC holding a 2-1 lead over LVC. As we'll see a Twitch come out from the Senate. Something that LVC has not really played much at all this season. Reliable going to be the one on IQ. The Senate's with Emporium all the way over on the other side of the map, but they'll certainly just look to group up upstairs, or all the way on the ceiling. Now the walls, ceiling hatches getting open. Who's going to find first blood in this round? As Reliable just looking to ping all of this utility. We're going to see Navozo again in Cigar. Very commonplace for these mute players. Gish again holding Skylight. So basically the exact same setup we saw in the first round, and it worked out for them. So maybe it'll continue to work again. You'll have to see though. Waffle's sitting at 5-1-1 right now. Having a solid start to this map. And Plexios, the man you'd expect to be doing it all for LVC, at 2-2-2. So not great so far. As Plexios tries to toss an 8 through, ends up almost beating himself. Timing just a bit off. The Senate on the other side going to find something. Emporium put the 1 HP. Navozo takes out Davis as well. So things starting to go awry here if you're LVC. Navozo gets down though, and the Senate is already towards that Cigar side of the map. I believe he's going to be the one that did down Navozo. Anyone that comes to resurrect, pick him back up. Certainly not going to get too far. The same can be said for Reliable there. As Plexios gets the kill on the Bears. Great flick, great reaction time as he spots another. Has to be careful though, as the Senate finally going to get credit for that kill on Navozo, who was down 3v2, but almost a 2v2 at this point. Emporium's going to be stuck at 1 HP, so one tiny little speck of damage and he's dead. Plexios finds another. It's now a 3v1, all down to Lazy Ice. There's only 15 seconds left in the round, so they're going to have to go for the plant. The Senate's the one with the case. Plant is starting to go down. Can Lazy Ice clutch? Gets Plexios weak, but Plexios going to be the one with the kill. Great peek from Plexios there. A fantastic gunfight win for him, and that's exactly what you would expect to see from the boy Plexios himself. He's going to be the one to draw it here at 2-2, and it's going to be another hold on third floor. This time the mirror is going to come out from Gish. I've kind of been waiting to see this one. Is Mira is a very, very strong op to have, especially on a site like this where pretty much everyone's going to be coming from the same spot. So we'll see how they're able to fit the Mira into this setup. I would imagine we'll see a Mira wall right here. You can see that painting there. Actually, no, they already put footholds there, so they probably won't put a Mira. Maybe in bathroom will be place of choice, and it looks like, I'm not sure, honestly. We will see, though, in just a little bit. As it looks like, yeah, one will go down over towards Freezer. We're going to be watching this white side push. I'm not sure where the other one is. There's actually, the other one's in Gish's pocket, so that's actually where it is. Friendly fire, unable. You know, it looks like a spawn peek comes in there for UNC, but nothing of it for now. Plexios being ever so careful. That's for anyone that maybe wants to throw out a shoulder or two. The Senate gonna spot that player from the Freezer. Gets a lot of damage done. That's Gish. Gonna be put very weak, so. Early advantage. Never mind. I was gonna say an early advantage, but no. Novozo with another C4. Finding a kill there onto Emporium. The ADS and a Mute Hammers going to keep him safe for now. As Davies there on the hatch, trying to spot something, but Senate trying to get something taken out with the Twitch drone, not able to. He's down to one more, I believe. Plexios gonna nade open the castle wall. Trying to be careful about this peek, but there's really no one here. Obviously, he's not gonna know that, but he has Reliable watching over on the other side. Slowly but surely, LVC is starting to open things up here. As Plexios dives on in. Did spot one, but Davies going to have to be able to pick this player up. There's so many rotates created right next to him. He's got to be very careful here as Plexios wins the fight against Bears, but the Senate gets traded out. And another trade there for Reliable. He's going to be watching White Stairs. Knows another one's there, but Novozo gets his third on the round. He's looking to do it all himself for UNC here. As Novozo finds the fourth, he's looking for the ace. Can Novozo do it? He's got the last player in his sights. Certainly will be. No! Gish gonna steal the kill. It's the spot on to, I believe that was Reliable there. And he ends up taking the kill. Although Novozo finds the other four. So a huge, huge round for Novozo. Going into the last round of the half. Can LVC at least bring it to a draw? I think a draw here, if you are LVC, I think a draw is huge, to be quite honest. As I believe that their defense is significantly better than what their attack is on most maps. Not every map, but on most maps, I feel that their defense is much stronger. And I think this is one of those maps. So we'll head back down to the kitchen. See what's cooking here for UNC. And it looks like the same setup that we had the last time they were here. I think the only difference is that they have a smoke instead of a mute. I believe they had a mute last time and not the smoke. But I could be wrong. That could be incorrect. I don't really remember too well. As we see, Gish is standing still. Not really sure what's going on over there, but now Gish going to be on the move, so maybe just gathering himself there. Stevie's going to be on the drones. The Senate once again playing Dokebi. Preferred op for him when it comes to this site. Emporium going to rappel all the way up to the top floor. Currently, Davies having a rough game for right now. He's sitting at 1-5. Usually, him and Plexios are the two top fraggers on this squad, so certainly Davies is going to want to step it up. But, I mean, with it only being a 2-3 scoreline, certainly not a bad deal. To be almost even. He can heat up at any moment as well. Is Reliable going to hop on in. Plexios just droning out train and fireplace there to see if he can spot him. He's going to go for his typical play. Will Navozo have another God tier C4 like he did before? And he's going to get close. No dice, though. Not going to hit. So just a bit too far away this time around. Navozo. Now there's no C4 there in the hands of UNC. And there goes Navozo. Actually, Reliable going to get the kill over on red stairs. There's another player here, but Reliable does back down, so no fight will happen just yet over there. The Senate is going to make sure that no one comes off this pinch. The first smoke nade comes out. Now we're seeing UNC look to deny any entry onto the site. Emporium takes a bit of damage from that Cade mine, but ultimately the hatch will get taken out. Drone gets tossed in for Plexios. What info is he going to gather? He spots the head of one on the back of the kitchen here. That's going to be Waffles. Dave going to look to drop down. Sense here as well. Look to cook a nade, but decides against it. 4v4 now as Plexios gets taken out by Gish. Just 30 seconds left. LVC certainly setting up now for the drop. And here they go. Drop at the same time. Bears on the other half of the map. Finds Reliable. Gish finds Emporium. Dave at least gets trade back for one, but he's going to get stuck with a Gersmot. Or not a Gersmot, sorry, a mine. What does LVC have left? It is a 2v2, but Davey's not in a great spot. He just has to go for the stick. Can the Senate watch over him effectively enough? Gets the headshot on to Bears. So it's a 2v1, and Davey's staying alive on the bomb. Now Lazy Ice has to take these gunfights. He has the shotgun in hand, though. Downs Davies. Now he's pushing in, but ends up punching the air. And he's certainly going to be a bit annoyed with that one. As LVC LVC going to tie things up at the half. A great 2v1 play from LVC there to close it out and end with a tied half. Now we will see LVC on the defensive side. What do they have in them? Currently a 3-3 score line. It's been a very close one throughout, though, so far. Looks like Bar going to be the place of choice. LVC here. And we will see a typical setup. He will LVC. Maybe something that's not pulled out as often, but Emporium going to have the pulse. This is something that I've seen LVC experiment a lot with, and it has typically ended up working in their favor, especially when it comes to the nitro cells early on, putting the situations down to a 5v4 early. We'll see if that comes into effect again here, but I have a good feeling that it can, especially with how Emporium has played it. And on the attacking side, Bear's going to be on the Ash. We're going to see a lot of breaching potential here if you are the side of UNC. You have the Ash, the Zofia, the Sledge, and even the Ace. Nomad, not as much so breach heavy, but we'll see what UNC is able to cook up here. I believe Plexios may be looking to take down this wall. He's going to hear a few. He's stuck on the piano, but he's at least able to move away from it. And now he's just trying to get aggressive and peek, but Navozo with a phenomenal shot. Going to take it his way, and no one from the side of UNC Charlotte even going to take damage. So maybe a bit of a blunder if you're Plexios there. Emporium going to get a lot of spots on the hearts of these players. Can he get the jump out? Is this window ready to just fly on through? Liable gonna hear another window break his way. In fact, here's a couple of those windows break. As Emporium just giving the call-outs to his teammates and where these players are at. Is he going to be in a... Well, can he get this camera down? Finally does. But wastes a nade while doing it. Waffles drops down towards Cigar. Does not win the fight. That's the Senate who's going to take that kill. Will we see another come on through? Looks like someone from another player of UNC just trying to get their way down into this hatch. As now we're going to see a bunch of players drop. The Senate's going to have some pressure on him right here. Can he get at least another? He does. And he gets a third, actually. Can the Senate find the fourth? No. Gish finally going to put an end to his tirade. But not before the Senate gets 3 on the round. Now just 30 seconds left, and it's a 2v3. Time is of the essence here. LVC in a great place to take this round, but Lazy Ice wins a phenomenal gunfight there. So things are tied up. Emporium is downstairs too, so Reliable has to be careful on site if he wants to help out Emporium here, win the round. As Reliable finds Lazy Ice, and now it's down to a 1v1. And Gish is the one with the diffuser. He's going to look to plant, but Emporium has the C4, and there it goes. Emporium, the perfect op in that scenario. C4 abound, and doesn't matter how high up you go if you're Gish, it's not going to work in your favor. LVC with their first lead of the series so far, of this map and of the series so far. We'll now head to round number 8. A great hold from LVC there as well. The Senate just being huge over in Cigar. Really, I think a lot of the time the round, at least on that site, the round comes down to that player inside of Cigar. And if they can at least get 1 before they fall. And, I mean, the Senate got 3. So, really the game changer there. And puts LVC ahead as they head on down to Kitchen. We're going to see Emporium on that Solus, and Plexios is going to be roaming around on the Oryx. We've seen him have some great success with that Oryx roam before, but he hasn't been having the craziest game. Normally, you will see him be a statistical outlier, but really, that's going to be on the Senate right now. He's double positive at 10 and 5. still having a bit of a slow game. 2 and 7. Lazy Ice just checking for every single spawn peek he can think of. Not gonna get any hits though. Look at this hole from Bears too. Watching the rotate. Bobby. It's not gonna spot anything, but his teammates well. Waffles get some eyes onto somebody. I believe that's Emporium sitting and reading here. Takes out the drone, but his location now going to be known. As Plexios tries to find something early on, he's going to lose that fight to Lazy Ice up top. So now it's a 5v4 for UNC. A lot of these early fights have been starting to go the way of UNC. It hasn't led to a ton of round wins, but it's going to need to as Emporium gets caught sprinting. Trying to reload and get away from that engagement. Ends up running into another unexpectedly. It's going to cost him his life. The last 3 players of LVC are all on site. It's going to be Reliable, the Senate, and Davies. So they have in them. Bears still outside on the other side of the garage door. Finally going to make his way in. Make things a bit easier for his teammates as well. There should be a player here. Reliable may be able to get a kill if he plays his cards right. Just has to back down though. That's going to spot him. So for now, he stays alive. But for how long? Not the right angle, but again, a drone gonna give up his location. So gonna have to be careful. And now we're gonna see LVC UNC slowly get onto the site. As Reliable finds a kill, gets away. The Senate gonna spot another. Not gonna find it though. Reliable working his way through white. Gish on site, planting the diffuser. The last player around directly onto the site right now is Davies. He's putting down those smoke gas mines, but they're not gonna do anything. So diffuser is planted now. There's not a lot of time for LVC as the Senate gets picked as well. Players are in freezer. Can Davies do anything about it? Reliable still doing the work around, but has to drop and falls. Davies at least makes it a 1v2, but there's 20 seconds left. Makes it a 1v1. Last player up is all the way upstairs. Davies just going to stick this. He is, but he still is at a place where he can get shot. And Navozo just barely, look at that angle from Navozo, just barely has it. Otherwise, Davies certainly gets that defuse, but a good play from Navozo. Going to keep UNC in it. Now 4-4. Back and forth. Away we go. No one really able to distance themselves in this series so far, or in this map so far. It's still map 1. Looks like we're going to see a bit of a different comp, though, from LVC. Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera to work, and it's just being a bit broken. They're going to go over towards the second floor. This is a site that UNC did not touch at all on their attack, so I'm curious to see if things will continue to be that way or I'm curious to see how UNC will decide to attack this one. As you can see, the Warden comes out from Plexios. Reliable going to be on the Legion, the Senate with Mute. Davies going to be on the Castle, and Plexios, or Emporium, going to be on the Pulse. Somebody was able to do the last time he played Pulse. Had the 1v1 clutch down in Kitchen. Or not in Kitchen, sorry. Down on the second floor, right under the bar. Plexios for a spawn peek. He hops outside, not going to find anything. He may have spotted a player, but that would be about it. The rest of UNC looks to work their way up to the ceiling here. They have a buck this time around. Plexios finally gets the payoff for that aggression. He's going to find the first blood. some pings going down from Plexios over to Davies. Gotta wonder what's going on in their heads right now. UNC gonna drop towards Cigar. No one there for LVC, but there will be someone in the bathroom. How will this get cleared? There are 2 players waiting for waiting for UNC here. Going to be Plexios and Davies, and Emporium is going to be down below. Doesn't quite connect with that C4, but has a lot of info on where they're at. Is Plexios going to be able to take this fight? Doesn't get hit by the flash. Takes out the drone. Looks like a player for UNC Charlotte just trying to figure out how they want to take this fight, and Plexios doesn't even get any damage down as Bears takes out Reliable. I'm not even sure where that fight ended up happening. It looks like it was right outside of Library, so site may be starting to get in control as Plexios from the top rope gonna take down Gish, and that's Diffuser as well. The Diffuser is right on top of Plexios. So now he's in a fantastic spot. Gonna play off this audio cue. See if he can time this C4 correctly. It's going to be a tough one to do, though. Doesn't quite hit, and what an angle from Waffles. Reads Plexios like a book. Able to take him out. Now no one over at White Stairs for LVC. Diffuser's in the hands of Waffles now. Waffles going to hop on down right next to Bears outside of Library. Only player here on site is Senate. Gets slammed with that flash. Diffuser starting to go down. He's going to try and get the free kill, and he's going to get knocked back, but Emporium watches over him. It doesn't even matter, though. And now it's a 2v1 for Emporium, and he's going to get knifed in the back. Lazy Ice just barely catching it. Sight on Emporium jumping down, and finally, I believe someone has a 2-round lead, and that's going to be UNC Charlotte. That or it's a tie. I don't really remember. Sorry, no one has a 2-round lead just yet, but UNC Charlotte going to take the lead back. LVC needs to find a way to respond here. They need to set themselves apart if they want to take this map. Looks like we're going to see Plexios hop on the castle this time around. Not typically something you'll see him play, is he's usually a roamer. Davies still having trouble getting himself into this one. He's 4-9 right now. Two players of UNC are over 10 kills. 10-7 from the Vozo. And Gish at 10-8. UNC opting to go back to the 3rd floor site after the unsuccessful hold on the 2nd. I'm curious to see if LVC decides to have anyone with a very hard roam, maybe Emporium. That's what it looks like it'll be the case, at least for now. Some final home improvements get done here for the side of LVC. Plexio's just going to barricade himself inside of Piano. Just making sure he has a fast enough exit if he needs it, but he's going to be surrounded by UNC players in just a second here. He's getting a lot of audio at these windows. Decides to hop out, takes out the Claymore, and he at least gets one before getting traded. Emporium gets hyper aggressive, and it pays off to an extent. Not able to get out with his life, but it's the Iana out of the picture. This Plexios may have a one-on-one here, but he's certainly going to have a lot of work to do. Piano side gets Navozo a bit weak. Trying to do some damage. Only takes a bit of health off Navozo. The rest of LVC is going to be posted up towards the freezer. Is the Senate hanging out in Cigar again? He is. You know what? He gets a hit marker there. Actually, no, it doesn't even. It does, actually. It does. It barely hits Navozo. Does very little damage. So now you're going to see UNC have the site, or have some angles onto the site. Reliable just narrowly escapes getting his head taken off. Drone going to find him, though. He's not in a great spot right now. Davies is, though, as he watches over Reliable, takes out Waffles. Now 3v3. 45 seconds remain. Reliable just trying to see if he can get some quick shots into a player. And Gish finds a double. Huge double from Gish. I'm not even sure how he got those two. It's all down to Reliable. Gish looking to plant the diffuser too. And Reliable going to get taken down by Navozo. Finally, someone getting a 2-round lead, and UNC 1 round away from taking map number 1. Not what you like to see if you're a fan of LVC here, but they still have a chance to bring this back. They'll need to win 2 straight, though. They also have a timeout available if they want to use it. And look at this from Plexios. Pulls out the cap can. I personally know how dangerous this cap can be. As when I had subbed in for LVC, all I did was play cap can. And I got about 10 kills off of cap can mines alone. I barely shot my gun. And when I did, I got murdered in the fight. So Plexios playing that cap can could be a dangerous, dangerous sight, especially because he actually knows where to put the cap can mines. I do not. So that's that could be a blessing there for LVC, but they're still gonna have to win the round. They're still gonna have to find ways to get more than just kills off of cap can mines. And they haven't had too many great solutions at the moment. Their guns have just been a bit off today too. So far, the only one from LVC that's actually positive is the Senate. Usually, nothing against my boy Jack, but he's usually not the one that's positive on this team. As in positive KD, not positive attitude. Two different things. Lazy Ice. Trying to make it look like he has hacks, but unfortunately, no one going to be spawn peeking for LVC, at least just yet. Emporium, or not Emporium, sorry, Plexios is getting some early shots down. Davies might already get into an engagement here. Seneca just going to be holding cams. Spots a drone, but nothing else. Navozo gets a couple players spotted on that drone. He's been having a fantastic game. He's 13-7 right now. Gish not too far behind at 12-8. 2 very impactful players if you are UNC. Drone ready. Gish gonna hop one down. Just to link up here with Navozo towards the library. That bomb going to be another floor down, though. Doesn't want to get any spots on these players, and does at least see the feet of, I would believe that was Emporium there, and it was. Plexios finds the first blood, but the trade is already in. Gish finding Emporium. Bears taking out Plexios as well. So now it's all down to Dave Reliable in the Senate. What do they have in them? Can they get things going? Can they keep LVC in the map? Senate gonna have his work cut out for him on site. Same with Dave, over towards White. Gonna have a lot to get done. Reliable looks to creep up. I think Plexios typed a call out in chat there. Doesn't want to flood the comms for these three. Hit that in all chat. Davies just tossing out some gas mines. Not going to do any damage with them. But he's going to play a close corner with the shoddy. Reliable at least gets one, makes things even. The Senate has a great angle. Only downs that player, though. And Navozo going to get picked up. Davies gets taken out on sight. Now all that has to happen is the diffuser needs to go down. But where is it? Reliable can just stay alive. He's all by himself, and Reliable going to win the 1v3. Just with the diffuser not being in the hands of UNC, they certainly could have won that round, but just the diffuser nowhere to be found. I'm honestly not even sure where it was at. I didn't even know diffuser was out of their hands. I think it was probably on the second or third floor then. That would be my guess. LVC managing to stay alive. They're going to need to send this to overtime if they want to have a chance at stealing game number 1 away from UNC. They've just been one round away or they've been trying to pull away for pretty much this whole game, and LVC has just been right there behind them. Barely sneaking out that round. LVC going to look to go to library again. See if they can send it to OT here. Plexios, again, back on the Capcan. Actually, it's going to be the same setup as they had the last time they were on this site, except I believe Reliable may have been playing Jaeger instead of Legion. I think that's the only difference. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure this is what the setup was. Actually, Plexios may not have been on Capcan either. I think he was on Castle. Or no, yeah, I think he was on Castle that time. I don't really remember it too well, but regardless, LVC going to look to at least give themselves a chance of life here in this map. We have not seen a lot of 2-round leads. In fact, we've only seen one lead of more than 1 round so far here. So we'll see if that ends up being 2, or when we see overtime where it very well could come down to the last round. Building starting to get entryed. Plexios roaming up all the way on the 3rd floor. Trying to be a nuisance up top. He's going to need to be droned out here. Looks like for now that's not going to happen, but UNC still have a lot of work to get done. Gish going to be the one on the drone. Certainly going to spot him there. No, he does not, but I believe that was actually Davies who was sitting in that corner. It was, so Plexios' location might not even be known at the moment. These UNC players that are certainly going to be aware, though. They have to be. If they know Davies is there, they're going to know at least another's probably roaming with them. Especially with this being a library site. And first blood going to go to Plexios' way. He's going to take out Gish. But we have seen UNC win these 4v5s before, and Plexios gets a headshot there onto Waffle somehow. Tosses out the C4, doesn't get the hit, just a bit too short. But it's a 2v5, and it's very well looking like we may see an OT. Minute left, and still a lot of map to be covered. Reliable, though, falls, so 2v4. Things are slowly getting done, but it's not going to be enough. Davies and Plexios going to end it. Not even going to allow UNC to get to that 2nd floor. And we are headed to overtime. Phenomenal game so far, and this is only map number 1 in a best of 3. At least it's not a best of 5. We'd be here all night. LVC going to be starting on the defense this time around. Dave going to be the one on Mira. We'll see if this ends up creating a bit of a different site hold for LVC. Very likely going to go to that third floor once again. Emporium going to be on the pulse. The Warden going to be picked up by Plexios. I would imagine we'll see LVC look to take this round very similarly to how they did last round, but instead of Davies playing the castle, he's going to play off of that mirror window upstairs. It's also going to give him a nitro cell. I don't know if Castle has one or not. Like I've said before, I'm not very well versed in Rainbow. As you can see, Davies there placing the first of the two mirror windows. It's going to go towards the bathroom side. The second likely going to go on this wall, and it's exactly what will go down. Two different angles to work with there. Emporium maybe looking to get a quick peek out if he's given a chance, but it's going to be safe. This is OT. You have to be extra very careful. That's what you want. Emporium going to get some spots early. Notice there's someone right on the other side of this wall. Just going to make sure that he can confirm this kill. And he's very likely just going to jump out. There he is. First blood to LVC. Does he get away this time around? He does. A great play from Emporium. Going to put things in LVC's favor already. And there's going to be another player right on the other side of UNC here. Emporium still has the nitro cell to work with, and he very well could be deadly with it. Is he going to toss it? Maybe just waiting to see if a few more players join around. There's all the eyes he wants onto it. Has to be careful, though. There's a lot of players around him. He has the whole team around him. They're trying to clear him out of here, but it's going to be a tough one. And Emporium playing off the util perfectly. Tosses up the nitro cell. Can't get it off before falling. He's only going to get two in that position, but certainly doing the work he needs. The Senate's still going to be in sight. Plexio's going to be working with Train. And there goes Lazy Ice. Shots are clean from Plexios. He manages to stay alive for the time being as well. Just trying to play off of any sound that he gets there. He's going to be right on the other side of this wall. Plexios just waiting for someone to peek through this main door, but that's not going to happen. Reliable gets put very weak. He's staying very still. Reliable gets taken out up top, so that gives a bit of space if you are UNC, but Plexios has the nitro cell. Will it connect? No. And now Plexios' location is known. Can he at least bait his life? And he gets the kill into Waffles, gets away with it. It's all down to Gish, who got a lot of damage put onto him, and Davies going to clean it up with the nitro cell. What a lob from Davies. Going to put LVC on match point going into round 14. Can they close it out here? Seven to 6 scoreline. LVC back on the attack. And it looks like we're going to see a third floor hold for UNC on this one. Looks like a fairly standard hold if you are UNC. This is very typical of what we saw of them when they were playing third floor on their defensive half at the start of this map. But can they hold this last time around? Or will LVC manage to close it out here? See the cigar setup getting worked on as we get to the start of the round. Spawn peek comes in. I'm not sure which player that was, but no one gonna take damage from it. Senate's already up top. Just gonna see if he can Flores himself in. Let me find Castle Wall to work with here. Spots the Aruni gate. Can he get that wall destroyed? He does. Hear the mine go off as Navozo gets marked. So the castle barrier going to be off this wall. And now Navozo not in the greatest of positions. May still be able to get one out of it though. As a second Flores drone going to take something out around the map. Not quite sure what. Senate may have a spot, and he does. Gonna get the better of Gish this time around. We saw him have a lot of these fights before. Only gonna get the down, so Gish may be able to get revived. Bears, though, falls to the nade as the Senate, I think, maybe spotted a second player running across. Davy's gonna be able to pick up the kill. Now Plexios is inside of Piano. Have LVC finally figured it out? Have they figured out how they can get themselves onto this site and claim the round? Gish does get picked back up just barely. I believe Gish has to drop all the way down to the library, though. They're going to have a bit of running to do if they want to get back into this. Gish already holding a very tight angle on this castle wall. Has some shots put his way. Just 40 seconds left in the round. LVC still not out of the woods yet, but that's a great start to get them to that spot. As Gish gonna fall down to Waffles and Lazy Ice for UNC. It is a 5v2. Davies planting the diffuser. Plexios gonna find one. Plexios finds the double, and that is a closer for Plexios. A flawless round for LVC as they take map number 1 in overtime. 8-6. A grinder of a map, very back and forth the entire way through. As that is only the second time a team had a 2-round lead. Plexios had a bit of an explosion there in the last few rounds of the map. 17-9 from him. A great map overall, and now we will head over to Border, a map that LVC has struggled a fair bit on as of late. Will they be able to bring things back? They'll be starting out on the defense here over on Border. I don't know if we're taking a bit of a break real quick or not, so it looks like they want to get back into it. As Bears has asked the question of, are you ready? To LVC. So likely we will see the round or the map get started pretty quickly here. Well, it depends on when the side of LVC is ready, though. I don't know what their plan is, at least for this. I'm kind of surprised, though, that after a map like that UNC just wants to get right back into it. That was a grind fest of a map. I'm not even going to lie. I mean, both teams just so very equal. I'm not even really sure what to say, to be quite honest. That was one of the closest maps I've seen them play all season. The only other map that was closer was when they played Arcadia on map 3. They went all the way to 8-7, and I think it was like 8-7 each map. So that is realistically the only time I've ever seen a closer series / map from this team. And now this one was truly back and forth. It was round after round. No one could get a very big advantage, and we definitely saw that happen. So it looks like we're going to have a bit of a break here. LVC currently up 1-0 in the series, as we will throw you guys over to the break screen for just a second. And we will be back in just a few minutes as we get ready to head on over to border, which is map number 2, where LVC will be starting on the defense. We will be, oh, I can't click buttons properly. We will be right back. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with map numero dos, number 2 of this series. UNC Charlotte LVC went down to the wire in the last one, where LVC was able to take it in overtime 8-6. Pretty much trading rounds the entire way through. And now we are here on map number 2 on Border, a map that LVC has not had the greatest time on as of late. They've lost it a few times over, but they still feel confident enough. And there you see the typical ban for LVC as they take out Osa. LVC also starting on the defense on this time around. Last map we saw them start on the attack. Now the ban heading over to UNC's way. As Thatcher again going to be taken out of the operator pool by UNC. I believe I forget who they took out last map for defenders. We shall see who they go with this time around. And it'll be Cade. As Cade was a big pick for the Senate last map, so maybe looking to get him out of the way here. But they also played a lot of Cade themselves. In fact, I feel they benefited more off of the Cade than we saw LVC benefit. So, not too sure on that one, on what the reasoning behind that one would be. But the Azami, again, being banned for LVC. Exactly what you would expect there. The Azami, while a very good one for LVC to play, also a very good op for UNC to have. So, now LVC gonna be able to start out on defense here. No Azami, no Cade in the operator pool. Valk, Solus, Mute, Jaeger, and a Warden going to be the operators of choice for LVC. They will start off in Armory. I think this is certainly their preferred sites to hold over any of them on this map. So you'll see likely Plexios and Reliable. Actually, Reliable, I didn't even notice it was Reliable the one that was playing Solus. Reliable very likely going to roam. Usually he's picking up a Jaeger or someone that's going to be bunkering down on site more so. But this time around, we're seeing him pick up an op who is more of a roamer rather than a bunker down on site. So I'm very curious to see how Reliable decides to play this one. As we get into map number 2. We will see the Ace come out from, let's see here, the Jackal was banned last map, so Navoso is going to be able to pull it out here, taking out some cams early. Some drones going to start coming in now for the side of UNC. A few shots ring out towards the drone, not going to take it down. That's going to be Plexios, the one holding main hall here. Is he going to be able to find anything? So far, UNC just continuing to work their way with drones, see if they can find an opening anywhere. Lazy Ice going to be in the building. Bear's going to pick off Reliable for the first blood. And now the call comes in. What else can UNC find off of this? That Solus is out of the way. The hack comes in as well. Now the cam's going to be accessed if you are UNC. The Vozo gets taken out by Emporium, so the trade finally coming through. Gonna even things out. Plexios just making sure there's no one abound on cams. As there's Valk cams to work with this time around. Oh, Valk was the ban, I believe, for UNC last map, I believe. Davies going to be playing on site. The Senate gets a kill from down below with that C4. Plexios finds one as well. Now it's all down to Bears and Lazy Ice. Lazy Ice going to get an audio cue about someone close by. That's going to be Emporium. Gets some damage done, and he gets out, but not with his life for very long. The case, though, in the sight of Plexios. Anyone that goes to pick it up certainly going to not have a great time. Just 30 seconds left. UNC have kind of been halted here. They need to find a way to get towards this case, but Plexios, who's just waiting for anybody to get on top of where this case is at. There's not a lot of time left either, so they're not going to really be able to check this too well. Davies picking up the first kill. Davies picks up the second as well. Great work from Davies to clean that up. Look at the quick switch, too. Fantastic play from Davies to close it out. LVC going to take round number 1 on a border. Will they be able to continue with that momentum? We saw them turn up at the end of map number 1, and they're starting to look like they may be able to heat up here as well. Looks like we're going to see Davies pick up the Oryx. Emporium going to be able to play the Capcan. I feel like I haven't been seeing as much Capcan as I would have expected in this matchup so far. Maybe I'm just thinking a bit differently. LVC gonna look towards that bathroom site this time around. You can see Emporium there heading upstairs with. Actually, no, the sensors. But Emporium heads on upstairs, looking to put down some of the Capcan mines. IQ might get called up here if you are UNC, just to get some spots onto those Capcan mines, and looks like that'll be the case. Those are going to be the one on IQ. Bear's going to play to Kebby, and Waffle's going to pick up Fuse. So very good picks there. If you are UNC looking to counter what we've seen LVC come out here with. Especially without the Jaeger as well. This could be huge if you're Waffles. If you can find the right spots above the sites, certainly could be deadly with those fuse mines. Bear's already taking a bit of damage. It's going to be Senate on the other side, on the Valk. But the Senate right now just not winning the gunfight. Although Bears will back away, puts a couple bullets into the Senate, but ultimately no one gonna fall just yet. Emporium roaming around upstairs, gets spotted by a drone, so he's gonna have to be careful. Just getting a lot of shots in through the wall. Hits a few onto Lazy Ice and just drops away. So far, though, no one falling just yet. As Waffles looking to get this hatch on open. They're opened on up. Navozo finds Reliable. And the Senate gets put very weak and falls by Navozo's hand as well. Emporium at least gets the trade, but it's still a life advantage for UNC. Now you can see the fuse mines going down into the B site. Looking to open some things up. Davies going to be the closest one to these mines. Plexios might have an angle, but he's going to get spotted, so he has to back away. Now Plexios just looking to gas out all of A. Explosions going on everywhere. A lot of things getting destroyed. Emporium calls up the Nitro Cell and it finds a kill, but Gish going to respond with 2. Shots from Davies are a bit off. Emporium having his phone ring on about in a 1v3. It's an interesting angle there from Gish, from Gish, but it works out. Now Emporium slowly making his way towards the site. User goes down. Emporium gonna hear some fire go down over in bathroom, at least above it. And good sight from Emporium. Finds the third, cannot find the fourth or the fifth. He gets pinched, so he will end up falling. UNC gonna tie it on up. Still a tied ball game here. And this is exactly what we saw in the first map as well. The defending team won the first round, the attacking won the second. Will it go back and forth again? Will we have another 3-3 first half? We'll have to see it a bit later on here, as we get into round number 3. LVC again looking to hold downstairs. This time over in server room. And everyone of LVC just going to run off the site. Find their way off the scene immediately. Try and get all those hatches upstairs taken care of. There are a few of them. Plexios going to be back on a roaming operator. Well, I think he was on Oryx last round, but still. Plexios going to be on the Solus this time around. Davies playing with Mozzie. Reliable with the Legion, the Senate on Valk. Emporium again back on the comfort character of Pulse. Same setup as we saw last round for UNC. Except I believe, I don't know if they had, I don't think they had an Ash last round. I think it's the only difference. Otherwise, everything's going to be the same. And even so, it might actually be the same with the Ash. Bears spots the feet of someone here. I believe that's
reloading. Surveying.
Not really sure who, but someone's feet are getting shot at there, and no one gonna take damage, so it'll be all right for now, but certainly could be a factor later. Starting to see UNC work their way through the armory. Again, looking to get vertical control of the map. That's really a lot of what Border's about. We saw a similar situation on Bank, or not on Bank, sorry, on Cafe. Border is a very similar map as well, where you can get that vertical control, especially when it comes to those first 4 sites. We're now hearing mines from Waffles come out. Does a tiny speck of damage to the Senate. Won't find anything else. It looks like not for now. Actually, it does find another tiny bit of damage. This one, Plexios. Real damage going to come from the gunfights, and Waffles is going to find one with that fuse mine, but Plexios brings back 2 of his own. Reliable gets a kill as well, and Navozo spots another player. Doesn't quite hit the shots. Bear going to get put very weak, though. Has a mine in his ankle as well. Plexios finds 3. It's all down to Bears in a 3v1.
Surveying.
Trying to get any advantage he can. It's going to be a tough one. Bears looking to call up the players of LVC. Get some audio on where they're at. But no one moving a muscle. Plexios on the other side of this wall. And he's going to get the kill. Takes a bit of time, but he finds 4. Reliable picks up the 5th. Now into round number 4, LVC up 2-1. Once again, we're having that back and forth play. These two teams very evenly matched so far in this series. But can someone start to pull away? We're going to see that armory hold come in for LVC. It's going to be a very similar style of hold as well that we saw with the previous two rounds, or the previous round. But will it work again? There also won't be really any vertical control to be had. They are on the top floor this time around. See there, Davies just trying to make some rotates. As Plexios getting some reinforcements down. LVC had a successful hold here last time they were able to get this site. Can they do it again? They have rotated to, I believe, all the sites on this map, or at least 3 of them. Yeah, that is all the sites, now that I think about it. Devozo gonna take some damage early. If there's a spawn peak for LVC, it's probably Plexios, if anybody. It certainly was Plexios. Who else? This man's a demon on the map sometimes. He loves his spawn peaks. He loves doing that early damage and getting into the heads of the other team. Bear's gonna be playing the Blackbeard. This is an interesting pick. I don't see him very often. I think I've only seen him twice. So this is actually I've seen him twice, and this is the second time. So very curious to see if Blackbeard will be of use here. A true American. See there, UNC starting to open things up on the balcony where they can. Plexios gets a spot early. Gonna leave for Reliable to get the kill, though. He's all the way downstairs. Plexios still holding strong over towards this fountain. Is he gonna be able to find anything else? Maybe these players get put a bit weak. Actually, that's a lie. Only 2 of them did, and Devozo's already dead. Reliable underneath another one on the stairs. He's gonna have to be careful. Doesn't want to throw away his life too quickly. He'll just rotate on out. Or is Grim gonna take out a wall? I believe he'll maybe something else. The Senate gets spotted, so he's gonna take a bit of damage himself. But for now, everyone on LVC is still alive. With just 45 seconds left in the round, we're gonna see UNC work their way onto the site. Davies will be here, but only over at B. Gish wants to get that plant started. Has to hop off of it for a second. As Waffles picks off Emporium. Now 4v4. And look at this from Reliable. He's going to just try and wallbang it. He doesn't have the nade, but he does get the kill. As that, I believe there was another Nitro that went in as well. It doesn't find the kill, but Plexios does. Lazy Ice cleans up the Senate. Bears gets down. It's going to be all down to Lazy Ice as Davies tosses in that Nitro to make sure. And Davies picks up the other kill to clean up the round and close it out. Good shots from Davies with the SMG-11 there to find the head of the last player. I believe that was Lazy Ice. LVC now up 3-1. Looking to maybe find the first 3 round lead of the series. And put themselves in a good spot to continue taking on this map. Make it the attacking side a bit easier for them. We shall see. Heading into round number 5. Gonna have another bathroom hold for LVC. Emporium gonna pick up the cap can again on this site. Likely gonna see the same op choice as we saw last round for UNC. The Ash IQ Buck Fuse. I forgot what Fuse was called for a second. Except for maybe Bears. Bears looks like he's picking up Twitch this time, so instead of that Dokebi, gonna opt for something a bit different. Actually, no, there it goes. You see the pick there on the right side of the screen. Bears will decide to take Dokebi, takes the diffuser with him as well. All the cams just gonna get taken out real quick for UNC. Now they're gonna work their way onto the site. Or work their way onto the building, I should say. Vertical control once again. Gonna look to factor here. As Gish looking for that early, I believe that early camera that the Senate could have thrown, but I know he's not. I severely doubt he threw the camera there, is how I'm going to word that. But there is a lineup. I do know that. I've seen a few lineup videos for Rainbow Six. I've not watched them, but I know there's some crazy spots, especially on this map. Look at this from Emporium. He's not going to know that player's just sitting there on a drone, but was dialed in right on the head of, I believe, Gish. Not Gish, sorry. Emporium, though, going to find that kill on the Waffles. Gets traded out by Gish. So the Roam only going to find one. The call comes in. The phones get turned off. But Plexios can spot the phone of Dokebi. Have to be careful here if you are Bears. Plexios doesn't quite get the angle. So Bears just has to back away. So, wow, Plexios has some put his way. 4v4 with 50 on the clock. He's just going to have to rotate away. At least has that dash to work with. But a lot of things getting opened up around him. So he's got to be careful here. Time gonna once again be of the essence here for UNC. Senate finds Navozo, but Navozo will be the one to take the kill. Time slowly dwindling down. Reliable takes out Lazy Ice, and Reliable finds a couple kills before getting traded. Plexio's not going to win that fight, though. It's all down to Davies in the 1v2. They can certainly hear his cell phone being called. Gish at least gets the plant. Davies get the kills. No, Navozo slamming Davies. A phenomenal gunfight there from Navozo. Davies honestly should have won that one. He had a lot more health. UNC gonna bring it back within one. But they still have a bit of work to be done. Can LVC take the half, or will we have another draw at 3 apiece going into the next side of things? LVC's last defense going to be on the server site. As the preparations come in. Rotate holes just being made up for Davies here. Drones getting taken out as well. Looks like 3 of those drones already off the board. We're going to see the standard hold if you are LVC. Pouring on the Pulse, Plexios on the Mozzie, Reliable on the Solus, the Senate with the Valk again. Davies has the Oryx as well. And I'd say a standard attack here as well if you are UNC. I'd say minus Gish playing the ace this time around, but surely be able to get the utility out of it. Navozo finds the first blood already. Just about 30 seconds, a little less than 30 seconds into the round. Navozo gonna take that gunfight against Emporium upstairs. Navozo maybe looking to wallbang Emporium there. Or not Emporium, sorry. I believe that's Plexios. But for now he's gonna stay alive. His head getting spotted. Someone's head getting spotted. I don't know who it was. It may have been oh, it was Reliable. I forgot Reliable's thing gets picked up on IQ. And also forgot Reliable was playing Solus. Although the shots will not land, so Reliable still going to be at close to full health. But UNC already looking like they're in solid control of this round. Plexios likely going to have to be the difference maker on the roam here. Davies gets down and taken out as well. It's 2 for Navozo. Does he have a third in him? Plexios is very close by. Plexios just gets some damage onto Gish. He's just going to have to rotate away. Now he's being hunted, though. He's got to be careful. He's going to at least want to get one here if he can. Gets a down with this C4, but that's it. Reliable falls as well. That player, the Navozo, is going to get picked up, so it's all down to the Senate in a 1v5. One out, has to run about, and that's going to be a flawless. A disaster of a round for LVC, and a tied half again. Going into the defensive side for UNC Charlotte. These two teams certainly battling it out. This has been a grinder of a series all night. And look at this from LVC. They're going to go for that standard attack that we've seen them do so very often. They do it at least once a game, where they go to hold onto... This is only if it's the lockers, or not lockers, the armory site. But if it is the armory site, they take that Monty, break open the door, and Monty just stands right there as Glaz looks to plant. Oh, my controller unplugged. 1 second. Oh, my controller is just not working now. There we go. Okay, I don't know what my controller's doing, but it's okay. I only vaguely know how to do this, so I apologize. 1 second, let me get my controller plugged back in. We're going to see a first floor hold, though, so certainly that Monty play not going to work. It's not armory, so here we go. There we go. We are back now. You can see the first floor there. Rotates being made, and standard default hold if you are UNC Charlotte. They are going to have an interesting setup, though. They have the Ella and the Frost along with the Legion here in the Malusi. I'm curious to see how this will work. This is a very unique dynamic if you are UNC. Davies going to be the one with the diffuser. Playing Habana as well. Plexios looking to get into the building early. Emporium maybe looking to lob a drone down, and Reliable gets picked off by Lazy Ice. Reliable has left the game as well. I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe he DC'd or something. But he was already dead, so. We may just have to rehost after this round. Call comes in. He knows he has someone near him, but cannot win the fight. Novozo gonna win that one. Novozo's been having a fantastic map so far. Currently sitting at 8 and 4. It's hard to be a standout on maps this close, but Novozo and Gish have been managing to do that all series so far. Will they continue it for the rest of this map? Plexios trying to get a kill, but he does find Lazy Ice, but that's really going to be it as the Senate falls to Novozo's pistol. It's all down to Emporium. 1v4, 50 seconds left. This is not, put it lightly, this is not ideal if you are LVC. Certainly this round will go the way of UNC. Emporium doesn't have a lot to work with right now. Not quite good enough on the shots there from Emporium, but he's only got 15 seconds left. This round certainly going to go the way of UNC as Emporium finally falls. And it looks like Reliable has managed to get back into the game, so I should be good. I don't know how this works. I don't know why it's not showing him, but there we go. Now it's showing him. So we are good. Reliable does manage to get back into the game. So 4-3 scoreline in favor of UNC Charlotte. I'm going to be going towards the Armory side, or the Armory site this time around. Not sure why the game is taking a year and a half to load, but hopefully my game did not crash. I'm very scared, especially with Rainbow. Anyways, speaking of this hold, Bears going to be on the smoke. Oh, there we go. Just took a second. Welcome to Rainbow Six. This just happens on occasion. There we go. Okay. Anyways, it's going to be the Armory hold for UNC. They have Bears is going to be playing the smoke. Waffles will be on the Bandit. Lazy Ice again on the Ella. Novozo with Jaeger. And Gish going to be playing Clash. This is an interesting one. I think this may very well be to counter the Monty. I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know how much homework UNC has done. But they certainly have to know that this is coming. Davies going to hop on the Monty. Emporium on the Ying. Glass going to be picked up for Reliable. And LVC are just going to sprint to this site. Plexios is going to break open. In fact, I will just show you right over towards this spot right here by the filing cabinet. Or Plexios is going to put down a one of his mines or grenades, whatever you want to call them, or shoot out one of the grenades. Open up the door to the filing cabinet. Davies just going to step on in with that Monty, put his shield all the way out. And then Reliable going to hold from the other window with a few smoke grenades down in the site. But they got to be able to get here first. As you can see, the barbed wire getting placed from Novozo. They certainly know what the plan is here for LVC at this point. Timing is of the essence here. Timing has to be pixel perfect. They have to have all the info they can get as well. Emporium now going to look to toss Candelas into the site. Tosses a smoke, tosses a smoke. Now Candelas are coming through. The spike, or the diffuser is going down. Plexios finds the bozo. Good start so far, but the nitro cell again going to take out 2 players. I say again because this is the exact thing that happened the last time they went for this push. They've been countered the past 2 times they've gone for it solely with 1 set of nitro cells that ruin the entire plan. Fantastic work from Waffles to put the round to a grinding halt, because that diffuser is also in a horrible spot. It does not even get planted. Flash also going to be a nuisance here. Reliable has so much to look out for now. Still a minute left, but something's going to have to happen if you are LVC. But this entire plan is really based around that diffuser going down early and basing your play off of that, and it simply does not go down. Candela is going to slap Reliable right in the face. Plexio is taking a lot of damage from that Clash Shield. Lazy Ice finds the first, finds the second, and Waffles cleans up Plexios. LVC may have to find a different solution for this site at this point. Those nitro cells just tossing away their plans so very easily. Now, down by 2. We saw this in the last map, though. They had to win 2 rounds in a row to send it to OT, where they managed to win it, so they may very well be able to do the same here. We are going to see UNC look towards the server room to try and put their streak up to 3 in a row at the start of the second half. See the castle walls going up. Rotates being made. LVC looking for a heavy breach comp to see if they can break through these walls. Senate going to be on Habana. Davies with the buck. Emporium on Sledge. Plexios playing Ash. And Reliable looking at IQ for now. LVC gonna try and get the top control to start things off here.
Need to reload.
A shot's gonna get put down to Emporium's way. Nothing will really come of it though for now. Bears and Lazy Ice gonna be holding Fountain. On Navozo and Gish hold the sights. Reliable is going to get into a gunfight, and he runs into that crossfire. Lazy Ice and Bears, or not Bears, sorry, of Lazy Ice and Navozo. Or whoever was in the site. I don't remember. I think it was Waffles. Davies, though, at least picks up Lazy Ice, so will be a trade.
Launching drone.
Still a fair bit of time left on the clock for right now. But LVC do need to start getting a move on. Plexio's getting some more drone information. Spots believe that was Waffles there on site. The top of the site is in their control, but now they're going to need to find a way in. As Davies gets into a fight and does not win it with Navozo. 3v4 for LVC. Percent trying to break through the back site, and he gets a down and puts Navozo out. His teammate's going to have to rally around him here. They have another gunfight, but the Senate not going to win it. That'll be Waffles. Also has the armor there. As he looks the wrong way, Plexios managed to get in. It's all down to him now. Just 9 seconds left. Has to win all the gunfights and get the defuse down, or get the defuse down. And he's not even going to win that first. Gish going to give a bit of extra love to his body there. As UNC putting themselves to match point here. So far, sweeping their defensive half. Looking to send it to bank. We will see a bathroom hold this time around for UNC. Looks like they're going to go a bit trap heavy. You can see Waffles on the Frost. Lazy Ice going to pick up Alibi. He'll look to work with Navozo here up top. See if they can once again get that vertical, or at least contest that vertical control that LVC has been trying to get this entire time on the defensive half. They just have not been able to get to without losing a few players. So far, LVC has not really had an answer for the holds on the second floor of UNC. And really, I truly do believe this is not their map. I feel this is almost a map they should start looking to maybe ban. It's tough because they do have worse maps, so it's not like they can just decide to ban this one. But they've been having a very rough time trying to get things done on it. As you can see, the Senate there takes out a shield. And it's getting placed. But it's not going to matter. Navozo finds two. Dave and Emporium off the map. It's going to make it that much harder for LVC to keep themselves alive here. As these players are all downstairs. Gish going to pick up the Senate. Plexios not quick enough on that crossfire, and that's going to cost Emporium his life. It's all down to Plexios and Reliable here. Plexios has players all around him. Gonna hear one, doesn't finish the kill, or at least gets the down though, and he's gonna fall. At least managed to clean up Lazy Ice, but it's gonna be Reliable in a 1v3 to keep them in it. It's not in a great spot to do so. At least has Diffuser in hand. He's gonna check this corner. He does, but not quick enough, and that will be map. A dominant defensive half, 4 in a row for UNC Charlotte, and they will take map number 2 fairly handily. 7-3. And we will now head on over to Bank. You can see 13-6 from Navozo there, bringing the team to a map 3 with LVC here, but really a team effort there if you are UNC Charlotte. So definitely not just a one-man show. Plexios really the man trying to do it all for LVC there. Just can't quite do it all. So we will head on over to Bank. I believe LVC will be defending this time around again. Actually, no, they'll be on the attack at the start. Bank is a map that LVC hasn't played a lot, but they certainly do feel confident on. As it looks like we will be just getting straight into things here. Just making sure that UNC is good to go here real quick before we just start things out. Oh, the names are broken. Hold up. Let me fix the names real quick. I don't know why they turned off. That's kind of weird. Oh. Wait, do I have bank selected? Yeah, I do. And it looks like we will just be able to get right into it. These guys. And actually, we will wait for just a second, but certainly just going to be back pretty quickly, so I'm not going to throw this one to a break. I will talk a little bit over it. As I was saying, I think LVC, it's tough because they certainly, I know they don't want to play Chalet, and they really don't want to play Villa most of the time. So it is a really tough one for them to decide, but Border has just not been a great map for them this season, so I'm not really sure how to tell them to fix it either. I think it's tough for me, especially because, like, I'm not 100% versed in Rainbow. Like, in Valorant, I can at least kind of, like, be like, yeah, well, this is maybe really what you need to start doing or something like that. But, like, this game is just, like, I don't know. Like, they just don't look clean on the map. And I think it's costed them a lot. And a lot of the series that they've played, it's kind of costed them playing Border. They have not been too good on it. They're somewhat adamant on playing it too. Like, they feel good on they say they feel good on the map, but I haven't seen it translate to a lot of wins. And maybe it's just because it's the strained ones that we see that they end up losing it, but to me it has not looked great. So maybe we'll see them kind of reverse the story as we get later into the season, but for now I think that Border's just one that they're not great at right now. But we'll head on into Bank. I believe they only played this map once before, in this season at least, because I know a lot of teams, at least from what I've been told, a lot of teams ban Bank just because it's not a very common map to play. So I'm not 100% sure on how useful this one will, or on how telling this one will be. But it will decide the series, and UNC may be able to bounce back. They've had a rough start to the season. They've had 2 forfeit losses. Like, they are 1-3, but they've only actually played 2 games because 2 of their losses were forfeits, and I'm not really sure why. I'd love to have the reasoning behind the forfeits, to be quite honest. I'm not really sure what that's all about. But they could almost put themselves at even on the season if they manage to take this one. It'll be tough though. I know LVC is fairly strong. They have a lot of good strats for Bank. I don't know the map too well. I don't know the map too well. It's because my inexperience with 1, the game, and 2, just them not playing it very much. As we are now heading into map number 3, we have a 1-1 scoreline. This is the decider. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The last map of the series. Who will go home with a win? Will it be LVC or will it be UNC Charlotte? As we get into the bans, UNC going to be the ones to ban first here. And they will take Jackal out of the lineup, especially on Bank with how large it can be. This is our best map. With how large it can be, I know Jackal has a lot of utility here. It sounds like they're not very confident going into this map. I don't even. I don't like hearing that. They just sound so deflated already. I have nightmares on this map. Osa, the typical ban for LVC. You see it get picked there again. The defensive ban likely going to be the Azami again, to be quite honest, as LVC has been taking Azami out in both map 1 and map 2. And it will be Azami again. Out of the way. UNC Charlotte now going to be here with the final ban for the final map. I'm not even sure who they'll really look to go for here either. Is they've had a few different bans, but maybe it's Valk. And it is Valkyrie. So that will be the bans for map number 3. Jackal, Osa, Azami, and Valkyrie. We saw a few good cams there from the Senate last map. And we will now look into round number 1. It's going to be on the basement over in CC and lockers. Looks like a dock going to be queued up for Lazy Ice here. Also going to be supported here with a Legion, a Pulse, a Cade, and a Malusi. Cade was the ban for UNC last map, so we'll see if they may manage to get some utility out of it here. Over to the site. My frames are capped at 60 right now. I don't know why. I think my game defaulted. I'm not even going to lie to you. I think my game defaulted. Oh, my frames aren't capped at 60. It's just it's running at 60. That's interesting. I can't really be bothered to deal with that, to be quite honest. You're going to see a lot of the first floor going to get reinforced. There's a lot of hatches and a lot of angles to cover. A lot of bases to figure out. If you are UNC.
Reloading.
So we see look to take the office here early. It's going to be the Senate on Dokebi, Davies on Habana, Emporium picking up the Ayana, Plexios playing on Twitch, and Reliable with the IQ. I like the dock pick from Lazy Ice. I feel like we don't see dock pick very often, and look at that. Bears off the rip finds a kill with that Nitro Cell. He's on the pulse and perfect op for it. It's not going to have any more Nitros to work with, but may have a few angles to pick up. As the Senate spots someone out early, but Davies just going to have to cover him. Emporium already on the stairs. You see if he can catch someone rotating out. Phones get called. Plexios gets a great angle with that Twitch drone. Spots Navozo. This drone gets taken out.
Swapping mags.
Emporium needs to be careful here, but certainly wants to hold that top control towards the office. I believe his heartbeat should get picked up there by Bears, so they'll know of his presence. Davies preparing this wall to be annihilated. He gets caught out with his util, but the Senate, who is watching over Davies, going to be the one to fall. And already, it's looking great for the side of UNC. He's trying to push through. Plexios gets a down onto Gish, but Navozo picks up Dave. It'll be a 2v5, and that dock is just what you needed if you're UNC. Lazy Ice at least picks up Navozo, but 2 kills come the way of 3 kills come the way of LVC. Plexios just tapping away. Able to throw down the smoke as well. Takes the mine out of his foot there. Now it's Lazy Ice and Navozo, but again, the dock at least going to be able to heal up his teammate. Great angle from Navozo. Finds both players to end off the round. Got a bit close there towards the end of it, but Navozo again coming in clutch for UNC. He's been having a heater so far this entire series. And now we will head to the second floor of the bank. Looks like a similar setup here for UNC. The only difference will be the warden here. Great hold there for Navozo and Lazy Ice. Having that dock was just huge and keeping them both alive there. Granted, that angle from Navozo was just nasty as well. He's had a few of those in the past few maps. Continuing to do good work so far. Let's keep it up, though, if he wants to keep his team in it. To the start of round number 2. Again, also the defensive team winning round number 1. We're going to see Lion picked for LVC here. The first time in the series that they picked Lion. Curious to see if it'll lead to anything. Scan's very similar to those Dokebi calls, but the main difference just being you can't play off the sound. You just have to play off if anyone moves. We're going to toss down the Ionic load. Looks to get into the site. He's getting close to it. Plexios takes some damage early. Has the drone to work with. Not going to spot anything, though. So far, LVC not able to do a whole lot. They are taking a fair bit of damage getting inside as well. As you can see, the Senate just trying to get some of the utility out of the way. Spots one of those players. I think it's Warden. Can't shoot through the floor here, though, or the ceiling. Actually, he can. That's a bit of damage onto Bears. Continuing to just track him down. Doesn't get the kill, but does at least a little bit of damage. And Warden again right above him. The Senate puts him to 1 bullet. Not quite going to find that kill, though. Emporium slowly working through the hall towards B. That scan going to come in. Plexios takes out Gish. But Reliable does get traded out. As Davy's going to have to take a fight, and he's going to win it. Emporium here now on B with his teammates. Plexios peeks away at the worst time. Bears also gets downed, so Waffles and Lazy Ice not going to be in a spot to pick it back up. Lazy Ice doing the best he can to play his life. He finds Emporium. Waffles finds Plexios, a 2v2. Technically a 2v3, but there you go. Dave finally going to take out Bears. It is an actual now a 2v1. Lazy Ice makes it a 1v1. The Senate gonna be in a fight here, but Lazy Ice not going to give him a chance. Senate walks in and guarantee you he didn't even see Lazy Ice there. 2-0 lead for UNC. And LVC have not really had a great response so far. It only is 2 rounds. And this is a fairly defensive-heavy map, but still a bit worrying if you are LVC here. Managed to make it a 2v1 in that last round, but just not able to close it out. See, Waffles on the Vigil this time around. Office going to be the site of choice here, but they did win on the other 2 sites, so they kind of had to go here. See what plays Waffles is able to make on that roam. I mean, I would imagine you're roaming if you're playing Vigil. Early on here, Navozo, a huge standout. 5-1 right now on the map. Lazy Ice also has not died. 3-0. UNC doing a great job so far in this map. Orium already having shots fired his direction off of spawn. Just has to drop down into the sewer. Working his way downstairs. Senate going to see Bear, or I believe that's Bears. That or it's Lazy Ice with that drone. A lot of drone work being done early. Seeing if they can find anybody. Davy's gonna get a spot with his. It's been a fairly quiet one for the most part so far here. You see, just trying to find a way. Looks like it may now come through here in just a couple seconds. The droning finally being done for the most part. Davy's looking to blow over this wall here. May get caught out though if he's not careful. There's a player here. There's Bear's gonna have some work in front of him if he wants to at least play his life. Emporium takes out Waffles, and Davy's gonna find Bears in the corner. Plexios at least gets traded out. Still a life advantage for LVC, or for LVC, and that goes away. No, it doesn't. Trade's still abound. Teams have been neck and neck all series, and you're seeing it here again. Now a 2v1. Reliable getting the better of Navozo. And the Senate going to win the fight with Gish. Very back and forth round, but it's going to be LVC's first in game number 3. Certainly one they wanted. One that they needed. Do not want to start off the final map down 3-0. Now 2-1. The drone work paying off there for LVC. Getting every bit of knowledge that they could. And it led to a round win in their favor. We'll now head on down to basement again. This was a really good hold for UNC the last time around. We'll see if they manage to do it again. They have the same setup, and I mean, to be quite honest, this is all you really need for a setup, or at least op-wise, this is what you need for a setup when it comes to this basement site. Especially with that smoke. The smoke can keep players off for, I think it's like almost 30 seconds. So that's going to be a huge piece of this late round. Or if the late round, if we can get there, at least for the clock. Looks like LVC have another Monty play set up. This time, the Senate, though, going to be the one on the character. He's looking to put a drone out early. Emporium on Capital. I'm very curious to see how this one is executed. You can see the Senate flying onto the site. Emporium picks up the first blood. Now hole being made. Smoke comes in. And a player gets spotted. And Emporium pick up the kill. Those gas mines now going down. At least one of them. Not going to do any damage right now, but going to keep LVC out of the way. We play for a rotate. I'm also going to toss down those claymores just in case if anyone wants to push around. Davy's going to be able to get this plant down unless there's a C4, but looks like it's not going to come through. The gas mine, though, going to do a lot of damage to Dave and the Senate. They'll have to be careful. Reliable going to pick off Bears through the smoke. A perfect combo with Capital. Senate very weak, but he's at least able to stand on top of the bomb still, or the diffuser. As Reliable gets another spot, it makes these players very bright yellow. They are very obvious to the eye of Reliable. Plexios also going to find Gish. This plant may just work as there's only 10 seconds left. Certainly LVC have won the round, and they definitely have now. Not enough time to defuse, and a fantastic attack from LVC to tie things up. Play that didn't quite work in the last map works flawlessly here. Great coordination as well if you are LVC. Managing to put things back into your favor going into round number 5. Can LVC put themselves ahead going to the penultimate round of this half? See the basement site once again, and a very similar comp, this time with a Warden, along with an Oryx for the fast rotations. Those fast flanks. Not too sure how well this will work out, but we see not going to opt for that Monty play this time around. Actually, they will. I wasn't sure if they knew what site it was or not, but can UNC Charlotte counter it this time around? It's really going to come down to what changes they have made from the last round. But certainly, they have an idea this time. Waffles also has a C4, and so does Navozo. That's exactly what broke down the play last time around. Can they do it again? That's really what this all is going to come down to here. Can these nitro cells get baited out? Or even the nitro cells get taken out first? It's the thermite. It's placed on the wall. The execution about to go down. The Senate, though, takes a ton of damage this time. So that gas mine very well could just take him out before things even get started. You can see maybe just trying to bait out some utility here. Fuse going in. Gets baited, and there's the C4. Navozo finds a double again. feel LVC are just so naive with that play. It's such a simplistic one, but the second one thing changes, the whole round is almost over. And we're seeing the exact same situation we saw on Border. These players of LVC just, there's not much they can do. They just have to take gunfights and hope they win them. Especially with that play being, having worked in the previous round. Just doing it again is, I feel like, they do have a way to get themselves out of it to an extent, though. Another C4 comes in, a gas mine does as well, but C4 gets shot out of the air. So, might be a bit more manageable if you're LVC here. Level just trying to put a few more holes down. Emporium takes a lot of damage. Still alive. Plexios finds his second of the round. I think it was the second of the round. Is Gish gonna fall? Still one more gas mine in the hands of Bears. Maybe the pause would be a better word. And there it goes. Emporium is not going to get that diffuser down. Tries to stick it, but it's not going to work. It's all down to Reliable in a 1v3 with basically 0 time remaining. That diffuser is a bit far ahead of him anyways. He's just going to have every angle to look out for, and Charlotte going to take the round. LVC trying the same play twice and can't fool them 2 in a row this time. Heading into the final round of the half, will we see another 3-3 scoreline? Or will UNC be able to put themselves ahead by 2 again? We shall find out, as it will be a second floor hold. This was a solid one last time for UNC. They managed to win it with the 2v1 clutch from Nebozo. Currently sitting at 9-4 as well. Pretty much him and Lazy Ice are almost doing it all for that team. As you can see, 9-4 from Nebozo. 4-1 from Lazy Ice. The rest of his team is negative. Gish at 1-5. Waffles at 3-4. Bears at 2-4. On the side of LVC, Plexios at 7-4. The rest of his team not doing terribly, but not doing great either. 3-4-1 from both Davies and Emporium. 2-3 from the Senate. 3-4-1 also from Reliable. So a very much more balanced effort if you are LVC, but you're still not winning, despite it being what is almost a 2v5. Actually, 3v5. I will take that. I will rescind that statement. Waffles is only 3-4. Early shots get put down on the Ozo and the Gish. Gish just tries to rush out the window, and he's not going to find anything for it. But he still will be here. He would have sneaked out on one of these players, but Reliable's still holding this angle. Spam. See someone crawling up there. That's Gish, but the Senate gonna be the one to put him down. Davies trying to get some shots in. Candela is here. There you go. You see Reliable's body fly straight on down. Navozo gonna clean him up. Candela gets put in. As Davies just flies into sight, he's gonna get taken out immediately. It's down to a 3v3 as Emporium picks up Navozo.
Nitro.
The Senate gets dropped.
Scanning.
A lot of damage being done from a Nitro cell. Emporium finds one. Plexios on the other side finds another. It's all down to Bears. He's on the pinch, and he gets the timing onto Emporium. Now just going to look for the heartbeat of Plexios. This is the man you'd love to have here if you are LVC. He knows where Plexios is at. He doesn't have his Nitro cell, though. I believe he was the one who used it on the Senate. So he's going to have to win this one with his gun. Plexios at least has the diffuser, but he's just trying to make sure the plant is secure. And it will go down, but what angle will Bears get to? These players may just walk around each other. Plexios has a lot of time to make up for here. Or to hold on for. Now Bears slowly making his way onto site. Diffuser spotted for Bears. Look at all these windows. What timing will they get? Plexios. Is he gonna get the kill? He does! Has a few words of wisdom as well for UNC. Great work from Plexios. Ties things up at the half again. All three maps, we've had 3-3 first halves. Now going into the defense, LVC certainly going to need to win this one after Plexios with a few words of wisdom. Do not take me in the 1v1, he says. I mean, that might be a bit nicer than what he likely said afterwards, but a great 1v1 from Plexios and just the man you'd love to have in that position. LVC going to go for that basement site to start things off. We're going to see the Goyo from the Senate. A solid pick for this. I feel like there's a lot of different compositions you can have here on this basement site. Entry denial, especially coming from the sewer, is fairly easy, I would say. There's a lot of ways you can deny players getting through this part of the map. And I think Goyo is a very, very good one, especially because you don't have to be on top of your utility. You don't even have to throw it. You place it pre-round and just shoot it out later. And look at this. We're very likely just going to see a rush here. Gish is on the Monty. Similar play to what LVC has ran. Just a different set of operators. The Finka from Navozo. The Lazy Ice from Lion. The Lion from Lazy Ice. I believe that's Reliable who's going to get spotted. Plexus is on Capcan though. But he's all the way upstairs. So this plant very well could go down super quickly. But Gish is going to be the one with the diffuser. He's going to have to drop it. As the Senate gets picked off already. He at least gets his util down, so it's not a complete waste, but certainly not the result you'd wanted. Navozo finds the first in the garage, finds the second. Good shots from Navozo. Can heal himself up too. Already a 3v5. Miguel is getting taken out. Warren gets slapped in the face with one. He's not going to hit that nitro cell. Navozo finds Dave as well. Navozo could get the ace here. And never mind, he cannot. Lazy Ice picks up Reliable. So it'll be a 1v4 for Emporium. At least gets one with the Goyo, but not much else. He's not in a good spot. And he's not going to win that fight with Navozo. Navozo sees Plexios' final round of the defensive half and says, I can do one better. Picks up 4 on the pinch from the driveway, or from the garage. And UNC again taking a lead. And it looks like the basement again going to be the site of choice though for LVC. Maestro going to be the pick for the Senate. I'm curious to see where he decides to put those cameras. I'm not really sure what the goal is there. Davies has the smoke though. This time around needs to just play his life and he can keep those players off site, as what happened to them when they went towards that basement. We'll see a Thatcher picked up for now from Waffles, but likely will change off. Very similar setup, but slightly different. and LVC managed to hold it this time around. Just been a grinder of a series this whole way through. I mean, there's not even much to talk about other than the placements of the Senate's cameras, to be quite honest. And I didn't really get to see where he put them. So, will we see another flank from the Bozo like we did in the last round? He's on IQ now, so I don't think so, but they're not going to pull out the same strat LVC did with running that same play twice. They'll have a completely different comp this time around. Looking to break through early. They did spot one player of LVC, and Porter still has 2 of those Goyos in his hands as well, so he's going to want to stay alive, have some more utility. Reliable may be in a bad spot. There's a few players around him. He may get shot in the back here if he's not careful. Senate just hopping around on cams. See Davies maybe getting into a fight here in just a second. Plexios roaming in the lobby with the Solace. Could be very dangerous later into this round. So now the Goyas getting destroyed by UNC there. And the first blood gonna go to Lazy Ice. It's a nade right down onto Davies. Emporium just waiting for these players to drop. Senate gonna hold the stairway. Plexio's gonna be the man of the hour, and he's not gonna get anything. That is a huge pick for Navozo. He's 15-5, by the way. Triple positive. Make that 15-6, but still the man is on a heater. Down to a 3v3. 50 seconds remain. And LVC are at least in a decent spot to hold, but they're going to need to get the kills if they want this to they want this to go their way and keep themselves in a lock. Emporium gets a spot onto another. Gish though picks up Reliable. That is a huge one to win. But Emporium still going to be right on this bomb. Oh, right behind this bomb. He's going to be able to toss down another gas can there. The Senate able to get some damage done onto Lazy Ice as well with the camera. That's going to be a layup for Emporium, and now it's all down to the Senate, though. 2v1. He needs to be careful. He can't just sprint. He's down at the last Goyo on the map. As spot the player planting, gets the flick onto one, but he's not going to get the second. UNC Charlotte slowly but surely looking to close things out. The Senate maybe not seeing the planter there. Going to pay with his life and the round. Now 3-5 scoreline. Obviously need to find something to hold. They just lost the basement site twice in a row. So they're going to go all the way upstairs to the second floor. Well, LVC gets swept again on their defensive side. Certainly not what you want to see. Or wait, no, they didn't get swept on the defensive last game. I think they got swept on the attacking half. But still, you don't want to see them get swept in the second half again. Davies going to be on the castle. Emporium on the Wamai.
Jammer ready.
A bit of a switch up there for LVC. Plexios again going to be roaming, this time on the Warden. Look at Navozo, 15-6. He's doing it all for UNC right now. Plexios, typically the guy you see posting a similar stat line for LVC. only at 9 and 6. Not that that's a bad stat to have, but Navozo's just doing 1 plus 5 better. He's basically half a team and more. Look at this. UNC getting confident. They are flying towards this site. They believe that they're simply just better. And they are flying in. Already getting some early damage down. The Senate gets about a third of his health taken away.
Target ready.
Nade goes in. Senate trying to hold on to this A site, but he's going to be in a bit of a tough spot if he goes to peek this window. Spots the head of another player, but he doesn't have a great gun for this. He has an SMG. So this is going to be a tough one for him to win. Get some damage on Gish, but that's it. Now he's kind of pinned, honestly. He's got to really play his life here. He's still trying to take this one-on-one with Gish. That's finally going to go his way. Great shots from the Senate. Gonna have another one in his face, and that's a second. Bear's not going to be able to take him down, but finally Navozo does. Of course it's Navozo. There's a player on the stairs here, but not for very long. Reliable takes out Lazy. But Navozo looking to get a kill on to Reliable there through the storage room. Not able to, and now it's all down to Waffles. He at least found one, but he's going to need to find 3 more. Does he spot? Did he spot the foot of, I believe that's Emporium. It's not, it's Davies. Did he spot Davies there at all? Definitely does now. He sees him try and rotate out. He has the diffuser, but he's not going to have a ton of space to work with here. As you can see, Reliable posted on his stomach there. It's a glimpse of the head there. Gets the pre-fire a bit too. LVC going to take the round. Still in this map, 4 to 5. Going to head back down to the basement again. Going to be this, actually, not quite, but almost the same setup as what we saw before. No Jaeger this time around. They're going to opt to pick up that Kaid. How will this affect the hold? As OVC has had some trouble keeping themselves in it on this site. They truly believe in themselves, though. They think they have what it takes to hold on here in this site. You can see the camp from Davies. Also, a few changes of operator, or I'd say of who is playing what operator. That's why the picks are almost the same. They're going to be a bit different. People playing them is we saw Emporium on the Goyo last time. He's going to be on Pulse this time around, and Plexios is going to be the one picking up Goyo. Davies also picking up Maestro instead of the Senate, who is taking the Kaid. Reliable still in the lead. This is the new character. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. I'm going to call him B Guy. Gish. I don't know if he was trying to jump over that fence or not, but was struggling if that was his plan. See some of the Bs get shot out. See if they can get some intel. As LVC are just bunkering down here in the basement. It's going to be a top-down sweep if you are UNC. Gish already right outside of A, though. Made his way through sewer. Now just waiting for the rest of his team to get some angles cleared up. Takes a tiny prick of damage from one of Reliable's mines, but realistically not going to do a whole lot. One of the Goyos gets spotted. Again, Gish slamming into a mine. Reliable's about to have another one, too, so he's probably going to just throw in that same spot. As now the players of UNC making their way onto the site. Emporium gets the location of one with that heartbeat sensor. Davies waiting for C to drop into this hatch. Flash not going to hit him. Flash again, not going to hit him. As gunfights go down elsewhere. Plexios trying to use that. Cam gets hit by a stun or something, or by one of the Thatcher nades, but it doesn't matter. LVC getting the kills, now 4v3. As Gish takes out Emporium, evens things up. Plexios trying to get an angle with the C4, and he gets that. Plexios, the guy you want with the C4s. Fantastic angle. Diffuser is down. They're going to have to look for a defuse. Nade comes in right next to Plexios. He's going to survive with 1 HP. The Senate just hopping the defuse. Gets pinged up, though. Has to jump off of it, but there's not enough time. LVC just needs to hop it, and they are not going to. Well, they do, but he's going to fall, and Bears with a triple to close it out. Match point, series point for UNC. Not a great spot to be in if you're LVC. You have to win 2 in a row again to send it to OT. We saw them do this on map number 1. Can they do it again? It's going to be a tough one for them to squeak out, though. They've lost that basement site 3 times now. Certainly not going to go back at this point. As it will be the first floor. Can they hold on for now? Or I'm going to be on the vigil. Going to look to roam around, see if he can find something early. Dave on the Capcan. He's currently sitting at 4 and 8. He's been having a rough series this entire night, so definitely going to need to see him step it up if LVC want this map. If they want to stay positive in NECC. Actually, they would still be positive. No, I think they're 3 and 1, so they'd be 3 and 2. But still, certainly want to win every game. Senate sitting at 7 and 8, not too bad. Plexios also 11 and 8, trying to keep his team in it. It's been a tough road though, especially with someone like Navozo on the other team. 16 and 8, double positive, almost at 20. Certainly, if this goes to OT, he may very well hit 20. Looks like UNC gonna go for the top row again. These guys gonna spot Reliable there with the drone. And look at that, Plexios flies out. I don't know where he came from, but he flew out of that window. Takes out Navozo. Certainly the kill you want too. But they have to be able to convert. 1 kill is certainly not enough. Lazy Ice picks up Reliable. Once again even. Emporium gets a spot. Wisely doesn't shoot. Can slowly work towards this kill. If he plays this right. It's Lazy Ice, by the way, on the other side of it. as he now just fires through the wall, doesn't get anything. So he's just going to have to back away. Plexios takes a bit of damage. Now Emporium, not going to win that fight. Huge kill from Waffles to give Emporium off the pinch. A lot of mines from Reliable, but they're not going to do a whole lot. He's also dead, so there's going to be no more after whatever's left on the map are cleaned on up. Senate trying to watch this hatch, but he's got one above him that's about to get taken out too. Dave going to be playing over in blue. Charlotte probably looking to drop here in a couple seconds. Getting around the stairs as well. Dave not going to be in a great spot to counter any of the players just yet. It's an Iona clone there from Lazy, so they know where the Senate is at. He gets at least one kill out of it. He gets Gish very low. Plexios takes out Waffles on the other end. Davies going to help him out. Find Lazy. Now 3v2. Looks like UNC looking to take out the Senate, and they do. 2v2 now. Gish is very weak. 4 seconds left. The diffuser has to go down. Plexios just trying to hunt this player out. Not Nitro Cell going to take out Gish, and that's exactly the kill that they needed. Diffuser gets taken out, and that will end the round. So LVC still alive, but they need to win this one too if they want to send it to OT again. Going to be a tough one to win, but I've already seen them have some solid holds in this one so far, but they're going to have to go back to basement. This is not the site you want to see them need to win. They have struggled. They've lost this site 3 times. In fact, all the defensive rounds they've lost in this map have come on this basement site. Not the news you want to hear if you're an LVC fan. Can they finally find a way to hold it? You're gonna once again see this comp of Kaid, Maestro, Smoke, Goyo, and Legion. But the problem isn't the comp, I don't believe. I think it is the way LVC is playing it that has been causing some issues. I don't know what to tell them. They're gonna have to find it within themselves to take this round if they want to at least smell an OT. But they could have it in them. They had it in them map 1. They have it in them again in map 3. Who's going to be on the roam here if you're LVC? I think that is the biggest point of emphasis right now. Can those roamers pick up at least a kill or 2? Those are going to be huge, especially going to that late round. What utility will UNC Charlotte have when they go for that plant? And it's looking like Plexios and mainly Reliable on these far roams. Yeah, Plexios not too far away from the site himself, so it'll be really Reliable's job to deny anything that comes his way. Toss that Senate, gonna toss that Kaid, and we'll stop those Habana mines from taking out one of the hatches, but not gonna stop all of them. So he's going to have to back on down, and here comes the execution. If you are UNC, just take a few gather steps and jump on down. This is going to be a tough one. You could very well be jumping into a blender here. What are they going to be able to find? They're going to have to sprint down. Reliable's location is now known. So UNC may look to take out Reliable before they take this site. There's 1 minute and 10 seconds left, so they have the time to do it, but they're going to have to take him out of position quickly. You're going to have to force Reliable out of the play, so they're either going to have to just bully themselves onto this site, or they're going to have to just look for Reliable and take him out as quick as possible. But there it is. There you go. Reliable's out of the way. That is the roamer off the map. Now, do they know that? Obviously, no. But likely they have good knowledge on at least a couple of the players here close to this site. And now the execution can come in for UNC. Emporium going to be huge with these mines. He's going to keep them off for just a little bit of time. There's another Goyo near the site. Lazy Ice gets put very weak as well. Utility use going to be huge for LVC. The Senate gets put weak, but he's still alive, and that's what matters right now if you are LVC. Just 10 seconds left, but Emporium gets flashed all over. Davies at least finds Lazy Ice. Emporium going to spot one hopping down. He's still alive. He needs the help of Davies. Plexius gets a nade kill, but that's not going to be enough. The kills going both ways, and somehow LVC managed to get the players off the site. They do just enough to keep themselves in it. We are headed to OT. The nade from Plexios, I believe, was the main sealer, and also the Goyo and the gas mine going to be what gives LVC the defensive win. And they're doubling down. They are going back down to lockers, into CCTV. They believe they have the right setup now. They understand what they need to do to hold. Also, Reliable no longer on the Legion. He's going to be picking up Capcan here. And that very well could be the difference. This is going to be a tough one. And we see at least have found the formula. Maybe it's a Krabby Patty secret formula that needs to keep locked up behind a safe. If it manages to work again. We're just going to see the exact same setup pretty much if you are LVC. See there on the right side of the screen, you have the cam from Davies, or at least the first one. And you can see here 4 different Goyos to make sure that they keep these players out of sight. And the other cam, I'm not really sure where he plans to put that, but now we're going to see the breach and clear come in from UNC. Going to look to take the space that they've been given. Someone is on their stomach up top. I believe that's Reliable. It is. He's going to be the main line of defense up top again. And look at that. Reliable picked off basically off the rip. So now UNC doesn't have to worry about top control at all. They have it. They're just going to check some close corners. But the second they get drones on site, I mean, they're going to know all of LVC is around here. So they have all the freedom they want up top. They're going to have, LVC is going to have to be careful now. Can these Kaid mines go in time? And no, it's not going to work for the Senate there. The other side of that match is going to go down. Now things are already starting to look a bit bleak if you are LVC. Obviously, this won't end the game, but gonna put you in a spot where you need to win 2 straight again in a series where that's just not been very common. They do have a lot of entry denial, though. So they're not too far out of it just yet. Because one of the Capcan mines, I'm not sure how many of them went down. These are going to be handed to Bear. Now we're going to see UNC Charlotte look to get downstairs. Does the Senate have the angle this time around? It does, but can't quite finish the kill. Deals more than he receives, though. Flash comes into Davies. Managed to get away from it. As now that if you ping, but it doesn't quite go down. Now a lot of entry denial going in. Navozo, the man of the hour, takes down Emporium. And another down. Lazy takes out the Senate as well. It's basically a 1v4. Davies not in a great spot. Is he going to get this kill? He does, but it's not going to matter. Waffles and Lazy Ice putting UNC Charlotte back on to map series point again. They are going to have to defend. They are now up to 7. A grueling series coming to an OT again. Can LVC send it to that final round? We're going to see a interesting comp here from the side of UNC. Or no, we're not. Sorry, I'm blind. Gish, though, going to be on the Oryx here. I'm curious to see what he plans to do with that. LVC, when they find out it's the basement comp, they're going to be very happy about that. As you can see, they're going for that same setup that they had before. With the Monty. Actually, yeah, it looks like the Senate switched over to Thatcher for a second, but he's going to stay on Monty. So, LVC going to go for this Monty Thermite plant again. I'm a bit worried, though. As long as Lazy and Navozo are on site, it's going to be tough. Especially with those C4s. And look at Navozo, by the way. 21 and 10. He's putting up Call of Duty numbers right now. 21 and 10 in Rainbow. Map number 3, Demon, the one keeping UNC Charlotte alive right now. Next closest to him on the map is Plexios, all the way at 15. Liable. Just going to hold a very tight angle. Spots one running across. There's going to be a couple more to greet him, though. These cams are being held by Bear and Gish. Navozo, the one on site. Just the guy you'd like to see here. Takes out a German with him. Looks like the Thermite going on a different wall this time around. Navozo trying to get shots onto somebody here. Spots the cross, and now LVC going to look to execute. Senate has a bit of work to do, though. He has to keep his teammates protected. Can Navozo at least come out with a kill? He has the C4 in hand, and here it goes. Bang! And there it goes. The Senate off the map. The one man you can't have falling there. Navozo gets traded, but he finds a huge kill. Hinge gonna come in. Plexios, I think, read that. So the plant now going down. Reliable playing in the smoke. Waffles takes some damage, but a lot of players from LVC gonna take a bit of damage themselves. Waffles gets down. LVC may very well send this to a final round, as Waffles at least going to get picked up. But the players of LVC waiting for someone to go for this defuse. They also have a Thermite on the close wall. Now that's gonna, well, it's gonna put a big freaking hole in the wall. 1 for 1. It's not going to be good enough, though. If you are UNC, you have 0 time on the clock. You got to go. Someone's got to hop to the fuse, and they are not going to. Waffles just too far away, and LVC send us to a round 15 in a map number 3. A massive one for them to take, as LVC going to be back on the defense for the overtime match point. Looks like second floor is going to be the site of choice here. It all comes down to this. The rest of the series does not matter right now. The setup for LVC going to be Jaeger, Warden, Wamai, Castle, and Mute for this OT match point. I am excited. I did not know what to think going into this series, and it certainly has delivered. If you're a fan of close series. Drones coming through for UNC. We'll see a couple changes made on their attack. They're going to keep the IQ and the ace, but they will instead opt for an Ash, Thatcher, and Zofia. I believe it's a very similar comp to what we saw LVC do on this site when they went to attack. I could be wrong, but you can see final preparations being made. The attack coming in. Looks like UNC gonna again look to just rush their way towards here. Gish gonna go all the way up to the ceiling. These drones get tossed in. It's gonna get an ace charge early onto this blue wall. Thatcher, so gonna toss an EMP that way. Emporium has a shield to work with there. Liable holding sight. See some gunfights coming here soon. Shots going down. These windows gonna be castled off though. They're gonna have to make it very known that they're here. There goes one of them. And the Senate maybe in a good spot. Well, it looks like that player will push away. And the Senate actually has some shots go his direction. Just a bit behind him. He's got to be careful. He was huge here in this spot last time LVC held this site. Can he be huge again? No, Navozo! Going to win the one-on-one. Navozo finds Plexios. This could be it for LVC in this series. A 3v5. They have to be clutch here. Your KDs do not matter at this point in time. It's all about who can win the round. Just a minute on the clock. Emporium has two players on either side of him. Tries to get away. Gets good timing, but Reliable falls. Emporium falls. It's all down to Davies in a 1v4, and certainly this is a win for UNC Charlotte. No way Davies wins this, and he does not. Navozo almost drops 30 in map number 3 to keep his team alive. As Navozo trying to have words, but to be quite honest, he's the only actual player on his team, so not sure what he meant by that. As he drops 25 on LVC, and he is guaranteed. I will admit that is the sole reason UNC Charlotte win that map. GG's to them, though. A great series throughout the entire way. Navozo doing it all to keep his team alive, and they now move to 2 and 3, I think. Let me look. Yeah, 2 and 3. So they will move on. In fact, I think that'll boost them up to what could be 5th, 6th place maybe. Depends on how LVC drops as well. They're 3 and 2 at the moment now with that loss, but I believe UNC may jump up to 6th. Depends on their map count and all that sort of thing. I don't do the math, so that's not on me. But they will at least jump over Clark University, unless if Clark won today as well, or whenever they ended up playing as well. That'll be it for us tonight, though. We will see you guys back here tomorrow. We will have Rainbow back on deck as they will be taking on. Let me look here. They will be playing in their the NECC Varsity Plus division, and they. Okay, stuff is not loading very fast. Hold on. They will be taking on Kettering Academy tomorrow night at 7. We will also see Rocket League take on Kansas State for their NACE matchup of the week at 9 p.m. That one will probably be off stream unless if the Rainbow Kettering game ends fairly quickly. It all depends though. If it's like tonight, it's gonna take 3 hours. That's just not gonna happen. But we will see. We'll get there when we get there. That'll be it from us tonight. We will see you guys back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. for more Rainbow Six. Have a great night, everybody.